This is a story of why there are so many roads. It's an old folk tale from the Ashanti in Ghana. Long, long ago in Ashanti, there lived a man who was very, very clever. His name was Kwaku Anansi. Now, at that time, Nyame the sky god had a very beautiful daughter. She was so beautiful that all men who saw her loved her. Everyone talked about her. At last, news of her beauty came to Kwaku Anansi's village. "How I wish I could marry such a beautiful girl," Kwaku Anansi said to his friends. "Why not try?" they asked. So many men wished they could marry Nyame's daughter that Nyame could not choose between them. At last, he decided to give a test to see who was the cleverest. Nyame's daughter had a secret name, used only by the family. Nyame said that the man who guessed this name would marry her. The men who failed the test would be sold as slaves. Many young men came to be tested. They were given 3 guesses, and when they failed, they were led away as slaves. The poor girl grew sad when she saw so many young men suffer for her. At last, Kwaku Anansi decided to try. He said goodbye to his friends, left his village, and set out for Nyame's palace. In those days, there was only one road. It was broad and long and led straight to the palace. Kwaku Anansi stepped onto the road and went slowly along. He hoped to meet someone who could tell him the girl's name. As he went, he thought to himself, "Hey, so nobody is going to help me. Can no one tell me the girl's name? Then I'll become a slave, for I cannot live without her." He stood still and looked down at the road. "Old Man Road must hear so much. I'm sure he could tell me. He must see and hear everything." Now, Old Man Road did know the girl's secret name. He had heard it when she walked along with her father. He was sorry for Kwaku Anansi. At last, he spoke. "Kwaku Anansi, Kwaku Anansi," he called. Kwaku Anansi stopped and looked around. He looked to the left and he looked to the right. He could see no one. "Who is it?" he asked. "It is I, Old Man Road. If you promise to tell no one, I will help you. I will tell you the name of the girl. I have often heard it as she walks in the evening with her father." "I promise I will tell no one," said Kwaku Anansi. "Keep your promise well," said Old Man Road. "In the name of my ancestors, I promise," said Kwaku. "Very well. Then her name is Mfedwa Samfensa, which means timeless. Now, keep your promise or I shall suffer." Thank you, Old Man Road. I will always be grateful." Kwaku Anansi hurried on his way towards the palace. It was early evening when he reached it. He sent in a message to tell Nyame that he knew his daughter's name. Nyame called together the people and then called Kwaku. "You know that if you fail, you will become a slave," he said. "I shall not fail," replied Kwaku. "Then tell me my daughter's name." "It is Mfedwa Samfensa," replied Kwaku. Nyame was very surprised that Kwaku knew her name. However, a promise is a promise. He called for his daughter and told her she must marry Kwaku Anansi. Then Kwaku was carried through the town on the shoulders of the cheering crowd. Kwaku and Mfedwa Samfensa were married. They lived happily in their new house. Soon, a son was born to them. Kwaku Anansi loved to play with his little son. When they were playing alone, he started to sing. It was a fine morning and he felt happy. He did not know that his wife was near. He remembered that all his happiness came from Old Man Road. His son could not yet talk, so he thought it was safe to sing of the road. Thank you, Father Road. I thank you because of you. I have won the hand of Mfedwa Samfensa. Thank you, Father Road." His wife heard the song and was very angry. She went straight to her father. "Father," she said, "Kwaku has cheated us. Old Father Road told him my name." "We cannot change what has happened," replied Nyame. "We cannot change things now. You are married and have a son, but we can punish Old Man Road for telling our secret." Nyame called for Old Man Road. "You told Kwaku Anansi my daughter's name, didn't you?" he said. So Kwaku Ananse could not keep his promise, said Old Man Road. I should not have trusted him. It is you who is wrong for telling him. You shall be punished. Then Iyame took Old Man Road and cut him into tiny pieces. Iyame called to the wind. The wind blew and carried the pieces of Old Man Road far and wide. That is why, friends, to this day, there are so many roads all over the world. Once, there was only one great road leading to the house of God.